that understand what interests you. So just, think for yourself. Do I get more charged by being physically active or sitting sedentary and working on a computer? Working style, even the way you physically work makes a huge difference. Do I feel happy in the kitchen or, checking out the culinary delights when I go to a hotel? What is it? Do the colors interest you? Do people's clothes attract your attention? You may have something in design. When you see a plant and you see a flower and you see that it's fallen on the ground, or you see that a plant has withered, do you try to see what happened? Why did this plant wither and that one thrive? Something in botany or life sciences may interest you. So the point is that you need to connect with yourself and start observing as to what are the questions that you are researching or looking out for. Where do you spend more time? Gadget-free time. Or even if you're on your gadgets, what are you searching for? What are the types of things that you are scrolling over? Not scrolling, actually sitting and reading. So I would say that if you can spend some time wherein people don't tell you, अच्छा ये करना है तुम्हें, ये ट्यूशन है, ये कोचिंग है, ये होमवर्क है, तो उस टाइम में आप क्या करोगे? अगर आप थके हुए नहीं हो तो सो जाओगे. But अगर आप थके हुए नहीं हो, what are the things that you do? So what interests you? Is it art? Is it painting? Is it dance? Is it science? And this is the other thing that you will be pretty easily able to answer, especially if it's academic subjects. What are you good at? So for instance, Odrisha, I'm assuming you're very good at English. That's why you're looking at writing. So somebody else may be very good at cooking. Somebody else may be very good at talking, communication. What do other people say you're good at? Start asking, what is the feedback that I'm getting? Start looking at careers as an expression of who you are to the environment. So it becomes a service or a product that the other person can use. Yeah. And things like, what is it that you do when you forget time? And this is a very important question. Like there's this girl I'm speaking to, she's finished her graduation and she doesn't know what to do. And she doesn't want to, she's studying since 1 year for an MBA entrance. And she says, Mera dil nahi hai usme. It's not like I can't clear it, but mera dil nahi hai. And then we sat down and understood her schedule. And I realized that she loves styling. She loves creating content on styling, which is a very different field from a typical commerce followed by an MBA profile. And that's the reason, because her heart is not in the course, for which she is studying. So, and she says, I can set up the light, I can set up this thing, I can set up the style, I can take the pictures. I'm like, so don't you realize that there is a whole plethora of careers that open up when you look at these things? So children, be very mindful of what is it that you do when you forget time. And I think there is where you start finding joy. There, and do not include watching TVs, gaming, and surfing the net and scrolling in this. Because this is the answer I enjoy. Yeah, because please realize those are distractions that we've developed because of our current lifestyles. And careers can't be distractions. And that's the reason I'm saying. So don't look at it as, I love to game all the time. What is it that you enjoy in the game? Maybe you can become the script writer of that game. What is it that happens? Maybe you can do the animation. Maybe you understand how to create the hook for the game. So understand what's happening behind. And, we all have role models. Now, a role model is who? Somebody whom you admire. Somebody who has a part of what is lying within you as a potential that you haven't developed. Something that you value. So those role models don't actually have clues to what you want to become. So it doesn't mean that I say, okay, my role model is Amitabh Bachchan, so tomorrow I have to become Amitabh Bachchan. May not be possible. But maybe what is it that I like? I love the way he's able to, use his voice to communicate. So that is the strand that I'm trying to pick. So, diction, being able to communicate well. Maybe
Right.
that is the strand that you're trying to pick. So understand who your role models are, and it's okay to not have one role model. See what you admire in others.
Hmm.
That's the piece that I'm trying to help you focus on. And what is it that someone will pay you to do? Firstly, because some of us, I know people who bake very well. I know people who teach very well. And they say that, if I do this, I know that I can actually start earning a living even when I'm in school. And they do.
Wow. Hmm.
They do. So one is, what is it that somebody is willing to pay for you? The second thing, because you're going to be enrolling in courses for that particular career,
Right,
and
right.
you're going to be spending time, what is something for which you will pay to be allowed to do? Both.
Mm-hmm.
If you can start looking at answers to both. So
Mm.
if somebody loves animals and they'd be happy to spend time volunteering with animals, and I know children who do that, then
Yeah.
maybe they are on the way to becoming vets.
Hmm.
Maybe, I mean, you have all these places, no, Kidzania, for instance, in Noida. There are children who queue up to go and fill fuel in a petrol tank.
Right.
Please understand, what is it that they're trying to do? Forget the initial euphoria of it. Which is the stall that they're going back to?
Back to
Is
again and
there a
again. Yeah.
part of them that is being expressed? Because there you are actually paying to do something. So start
Hmm.
looking at these things in your real life rather than saying ये course है, ये सब कर रहे हैं, ये मैं भी करूंगी.
मैं भी कर लूंगा. Hmm.
And here is the last question, that I really say that all professions, there are lots of choices. But as a person, you should be willing to balance who you are with what the world needs. So, if you are a person who loves animals and you want to become a vet, for instance, are you willing to give up the anesthetist or the physiotherapist or the doctor tag in AIMS or any other big medical hospital, which others will say, but why don't you do that? Are you
Hmm.
willing to give that up and say, no, I actually love animals, I want to treat them, and I want to
Hmm.
become an animal doctor? Because that's always a choice that you need to make. So you have to balance. It's your task to balance. And
Right.
you might have people who agree with you, you might have people who don't agree with you. Your part of the task, children, is to be centered on who you are, and then identify careers that allow you to express that part of yourself and make a career out of it. So I will always say, when you're choosing careers, children, go back and center within rather than saying ये कौन सा सबसे अच्छा कोर्स है, अच्छा इसकी टीचर अच्छी है, अच्छा इसमें नौकरी मिल जाएगी, अच्छा इसमें सबसे ज्यादा पे पैकेट इनिशियल मिल
Hmm.
जाता है.
Right.
These are all external variables, they will change.
Right.
But what doesn't change is what you
Who
like
you are.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.